And so for me, it's how can I be a good communicator? How can I be a good like time management or like load management person? Like how can I make it feel for them to do the least amount of work but produce at a high value, or like all they have to focus on is their art.
Yo. Yeah. We back. Never left nowhere, but you know, we back. It's your boy, Darius. Note to self, the pod. And you know what we do. Notes, tips, and tricks to get you better where you at. You know what I mean? And with me, I got the coach with me today. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to throw it to him, let him introduce himself. Coach, let the people know who you are, man.
What's going on, man? Justin Causey. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me in the space, man. Real jazz vibes going on in the background. I love it.
For sure.
Man. So I guess, one of my nicknames and monikers is Coach. Like I said, my name is Justin Causey. I do artist management. Basically looking at it as like coaching a basketball team. And I'm honored to be here. I also do a lot of like creative expansion and like entrepreneur work. I do some like brand consulting and like marketing for Cashville. Shout out my boy Los.
Okay, shout out
Gorsa. And then just anything else I can get my hands on, anything I can create. I like to bring dreams to reality type of thing. Like to, I'm very supportive. I like to just like push my friends to do dope shit.
Yeah, that's dope as hell. Cause that's really what how I got into the whole podcast in space. You know what I'm saying? Just that last sentence right there, just helping your friends and encouraging everybody else to do dope shit. Like, cause it takes a team. And so that's why I like the coach. You know what I'm saying? Cause at the end of the day, being a manager, that is what it is. Especially you got multiple artists. We'll get into the artists that you manage later on for sure. But like having multiple artists, you got to be able to know, especially in the music, you got to be able to know who plays what position, whose strengths, whose weaknesses, and even yourself. You really got to be in tune with yourself to be able to manage other people, man.
No, most definitely. And that took some learning, but like back to that, having a position in like all the team and, it's all basketball references.
Yeah.
And like us, we are huge basketball fans. A lot of us play basketball.
Yeah.
We still play basketball. We still hoop. We still run. So like BlackCity runs, we about that. We got hoopers on the squad. You feel me?
Sure.
And so like we look at it as basketball. We have a whiteboard for all the plays. We have a coaching staff, which is our management team. I'm not the only manager. It's 3 of us. Wow. But I'm the one that's day to day that everybody sees all the time. So that's why everybody knows me for that. But it's real deal. Like we look at it as like, all right, the plays are the rollouts, or the plays are like what they're working on, and like practice is practice, them recording, and like even shows are practice, for games, big games, the big ones. And so like we are very, very deep in basketball culture, and it shows through this. And figuring out each artist's position and like figuring out each person's position in this huge conglomerate that we have is like so important, because it allows people to function properly and not overstep boundaries, or like not try to do too much work or like take on a major workload. It just allows them to know they play position. When their number gets called, they run their play, they understand, they execute, we score, we get back on defense, and we get back to the board,
That's it.
So it's like, again, it really is just understanding, all right, bet this is a team effort. Yeah. Let's figure out how we can conquer this.
Yeah, and that's live, and that's something I'm learning now, just being like entrepreneur and, doing stuff on your own. Like you learn the importance of leverage, right? And how you have to have supporting members. Like you can't do everything by yourself. Like you can try to do as much as you can, but at the end of the day, it's gonna get to a point to where you're tapped out or you're overworked and you're too stretched out and you can't do that. So I had to learn that from personal experiences. You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting better at it. I'm working and continuing to build at that, man. So that's how long you been in management, man?
Man, so like 5 going on 6 years, like 2014, 2015. Damn. And it started with one. Like it started with Black Sun, my boy, my brother. Like it started with him, and he actually asked me to manage him. And like I had no preference, I had no understanding of it, no nothing. But like his older brother and I were co-workers at Nike, and he would play me his music, or like we would share music back and forth, and just music lovers. And he told me I had a little brother that rapped, and I didn't take anything of it. Whoop de whoop de whoop. it's a very long story. But at the end of the day, my homie had a show. I was working the show because I put it together with his brother. And then later that night at an after party, he was just like, hey, just say yes. And I was like, to what? And he's like, just say yes. And he's like, be my manager. And that was it. And so it took like about a year, 2 years, really all of this time to like really figure out how to do it. I can't even say how to do it properly because it's still a learning experience. But like, it really took me like bunkering down, and like I lived with them, moved out of my crib, stayed with them for like a year, and like really day to day, like learning how to move and like watching straight YouTube management videos, reading books, Rap Radar interviews. Shout out Elliot Wilson. Shout out B-Dot.
For sure.
Like really watching things just to like get an understanding of like how to move in the music industry, or how to move as a, you know, manager, or like the ins and outs. Reading straight music management or music industry books, like everything you need to know about the music industry, or like a management's hand guide, leadership, like anything to like really understand the role of being a person that people look to help them, you know? And so it just was like a learning experience to get here. And then like as it went along, all the homies started coming through. We had a house out in Antioch, and like Sean had a recording, everything was in his bedroom. So like he was sleeping in his room and recording in his room. Still the same, more space, but really tight knit.
Yo, that's the best method. It's
exactly.
The best. It's the best, man.
And all the homies were coming through, and like that's where I met Ro and like Josephine, JoJo, and like I remember the day where like JoJo was like, hey, I'm finna go make beats. Like I'm finna learn how to make beats. And he disappeared for a month and then came back. Like he literally said, he'll tell you today, he'll be like, bro, I locked myself in the closet and learned how to make beats, and came out and was making some of the hardest beats ever. And then I remember with Ro, like he would be in the kitchen in the living room, he'd be working on beats, making production. Like it was just another workhouse. Like the first edition of the compound to what we have now. But like it was just all the homies were coming around, and then it just worked out that like I was the person that like they would send people to like, you know, handle their affairs, or like show bookings, or like what they had to do. Like I was just a person that helped organize things for them and help them flesh out ideas. And like the roster that we have, you want to go into that now?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah, because I wanted to get into the roster because you started saying names, and it's cool because it's not just artists. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot that you doing. So like that. To start from just that one artist on accident, pretty much, is to get into it and like not know, but you had to take that time and do that research to develop to where you are now, still growing, but where you are now. So who are the artists that you work with?
So I am the operations manager, day-to-day operations for BlackCity Management and BlackCity Recordings, and we have a roster of artists: the Black Sun, Ro Marquez, Brian Brown, OG the God, Josephine, who is a producer, and then Divine Dope, who's a songwriter and recording artist. And those are all the homies, all my brothers, all my day ones. And so all of them have always been around. Like I met Brown when he used to work at Chipotle on West End, and like back in college, and like, you know, Ro came around hooping, OG. I met, like, these are all my brothers from day one. No rare shit. And we've just built this roster of fucking monsters. Yeah, you know, like we go around and be like, we the 96 Bulls. You know, like we are really out here hooping and really out here to like get some rings. Yeah, and like
that's so cool, bro. Like that's super cool because the fact that y'all were able to build a team just with the people that surrounded y'all. Like, you know what I mean? Like you didn't really, everybody, like going back to what we was talking about earlier, everybody has their role and their position, and so y'all are able to work. The coolest thing to me, like even when I got into a background by myself of doing music, you know what I'm saying? We talked about it a little bit previously off mic, but coming from that music background, it was me, my homie Sticky, my homie John. Like it was just us three. It's my homie Sticky produced, I write, my homie John write, produce. I was really just like a writer, rapper, kind of the face of the thing. Yeah. But we were able to work together in such a cohesive thing that we were able to create some music. Never released it, but the stuff we were doing and creating by ourselves was amazing. And so to see that y'all have, like you said, the 96 Bulls, y'all got a squad, Bruh. And it's all just like in-house homies that really just took their role seriously and decided to level up and do that.
And our coaching staff, bro, is like I said, it's not just me
Yeah.
and management, but our staff, bro, it's like it's two others. Our homie Mike, who is Black's brother, his older brother, and like he's a business manager.
Yeah.
And then our homie Eric, aka Whoop, and he's like our business attorney lawyer out of Atlanta, and like that's our homie who just knows how to move the music industry and move in and out, and like he's the one that like he be calling the plays and everybody like, all right, cool, like we called it, so let's run it, and so like it's the three of us, chain of command, and just like I'm the one that's just with the artist all the time, like I'm just there to make sure product gets handled and like make sure reps get handled, make sure that like all the content is done, and like make sure they get where they need to be, emails sent, all of that. And then everybody else is just like, all right, cool, like let's review it, let's handle it, or like these are the things we need to get done, boom, 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 hand it out, all right, go for it.
That's it. And that's so like with all that, because with going from one artist to, I mean, y'all got a whole squad, you got a whole team now. Like because that's a lot, bro. Like even being with those several artists, right? One artist doing merch, getting products together is a lot. So to have multiple artists, what are like some challenges and stuff you had to overcome in order to be able to produce at the production level that you are now?
So I can tell you off rip, first thing is like all of this music management, artist management is about communication, like honest communication. If you can't communicate with your artist or they can't communicate with you, all of this thing's gonna fall apart. Like all of this shit's gonna fall apart because they're gonna be moving and handling stuff without talking to you and telling you, and then when it's gonna come up, you're gonna be surprised and thrown off and be like, how do I manage this? Because management is all about having a product to manage. You can't just be out here pushing air. You can, but you gotta like really understand what it is.
What the area is.
And so with different artists, it like took time understanding how to work with one artist. Like it took time to like really learn and understand how Black worked, and like really building that relationship and that comfortability of like open up with somebody and like share your creative ideas, because at the end of the day, they're all artists, they're all sensitive about their shit, they're all very like concerned to like their creations, and for them to like open up and share it with somebody, it takes a lot of trust, it takes a lot of like confidence, and it takes a lot of vulnerability. It's like, okay, I'm finna share something with somebody, I don't want them to tell me it sucks, but if they do, okay, why? Or like, what can I do to make it better? Like, I'm never a person with any of them to be like, hey, that shit sucked. It's like, no, because they don't make bad music. They don't. It's like, go at it blank. They make music that they hear for themselves, and it's their expression. So it's like, all right, cool. How can we build on it? How can we make it better? How can we make this like even more intense? So like your listeners are like, this is undeniably really good music. And like as a manager, it's all about being a support system, because like at the end of the day, they're out here not necessarily floating, but they're out here just trying to make music so they can be like really push themselves to the masses, if you will. And so for me, it's how can I be a good communicator? How can I be a good like time management or like load management person? Like how can I make it feel for them to do the least amount of work but produce at a high value, or like all they have to focus on is their art? Because at the end of the day, that's it. They're just supposed to rap. Like they're supposed to just get their bars off and go relax. All the other shit is for me to handle, and then they just got to show up. And where they came with everybody else, it was just like, okay, bet. How do you manage this person? Because it's managing personalities too. Like, okay, how do you manage this person? How do you work with this person? But all my homies are relaxed. They homies. And we all have separate group chats with each individual artist, and we have a big one. So it's like the squad, and then coaching staff and player. And it's just like, all right, what you want to work on, what you want to do, or where you at, and like we just do check-ins. And it's just like really a functioning kind of like grid of, okay, bet, this is what you want to do, how can we work together to get to it, and how can we get it done as an end result. And then what ideas do you have moving forward? That's
dope as hell, dog. Like that's super dope, because like in the ability to have, like looking at it from an artist perspective first, like that's incredible to have somebody that like in that comfort zone. I'm cool enough to where you understand that, bro, I really just want to get these bars off. I want to make these beats. Like, this is what I hear. This is what I see. This is my canvas. Hear what you think. You know what I'm saying? To be able to not only not bash it, but to encourage and build on it. You know what I'm saying? Even if I make a beat and it's trash, like it's like, all right, it's not hitting like that, but how can we get better? Like I feel like a lot of people miss that when it comes to, especially like in today's time with the internet and stuff like that. It's so easy. And then people like, but having somebody there to not only, because criticism is great if it's done right. I feel like it's an art to critiquing, and a lot of people don't really understand that, especially when it comes to art, because you can't tell somebody what they see, you can't tell somebody what they hear, but to be smart enough to get in tune to where, okay, to see that perspective of where that person's coming from whenever they wrote this song or whenever they made that beat, it opens it up and it was like, okay, so it helps it make more sense. And like that right there is an art within itself. So I commend you on that, bro, for sure, especially with having a bunch of artists and to be able to do that, it's an art to it, bro. And
like you said, you know, to be able to like handle or manage and work with multiple people, you have to be like okay with yourself. And like that's always been one thing, is like that's a very major thing. Is like I'm a very selfless person. Like I'm a very just like, I love seeing my friends shine. You know, I shine through my friends because like I love having talented people around me, because it makes me better. You know, it feeds on me, because like I do multiple things. And like it goes back to the time like when my uncle dropped me off here for college. He was just like, hey, your last name is Causey. Somebody might know me when they like hear your name, so make sure it's for good reason. So it's like I've always prided myself on like, if anybody knows me, it's for good reason. And like if anybody brings my name up, it's something good, nothing negative, because your name travels far, and especially here, that's important, bro. You know, and that's like so important. Managing my friends, bro, is like the only reason a lot of this is happening, or like, or not even saying that like any of their deeds because they're happening on their own merit, but like anything else happening is like because somebody had my name or said, oh, well, you know, Causey does this, or like, you know, Causey works with so-and-so, and they're like, oh, I do mess with him. He is a really good dude. Okay, bet. Let's give him this opportunity, or like give his people this opportunity, and like put their name out there. And like, I'm always forever thankful that like I'm okay with myself first, because you can't be out here just like treading around acting like you know good, or like, you know. And also, I forgot, I'm rambling like a motherfucker.
No, it's good, because like that's important, because we talked about it outside, like before we started recording, like just that's just good conversation. You know what I'm saying? It opens up a whole lot more, because like you said, like you have to be able to manage yourself first. So like with all these other artists and doing all that stuff, like how do you, Causey, stay motivated in order to be the best you that you can be in order to bring that to your artist?
Bruh, well, like I can tell you, like I had a switch flip for me like 3 years ago, and that was like we were just starting out, but like I got into like this crazy ass car accident, and I was immobile for like 6 months away from the squad, and like I had to like really sit back. I did my own rehab, all that shit. Broke my foot and ankle in 2 places, and so like I was away, and I had to really figure out like, okay, what am I doing in this? You know, because like when you invest your life or something, like when you invest your life into something and you're not doing it, you kind of feel like alone. You feel like, what am I doing out here?
For real, big
so like I had to really sit with myself in that period of time and just be like, okay, what am I offering to the world? And like, who am I as a person? And like, what can I do to not only make myself better, but like to put better into the world? So like I went through like a period of that, and then when I came back, I just hit the ground running with them, and just like being a better person to them, and like being very focused, driven on like, nah, people are going to see how great you guys are. This is what I'm going to do to know and show it. And then when you do that nonstop and like pouring into other people and doing it, then you be like, okay, shit, how have I been pouring into me?
You get empty, man. You get empty.
And so like sometimes I'll have to take like a day or two and just like lock myself in my room and just like recharge, watch movies, you know, or like listen to my music to myself, you know, just like really sit down with myself and be like, okay. And then other times I'll just like dip. Like I'll just dip from the crib for the city for like a weekend or like half a week or something, and just like get out and go somewhere else. And like I had to do that recently. Like I just had to dip out to Colorado because like every day was like the same, and it got to a place where I was just like, yo, I don't know what day it is. I'm going to the studio every single day. I'm going to like an event or a meeting, or like I'm answering all these, and I was just like, okay, where am I at? And so I went out to Colorado, one to like go visit some friends, and then my younger cousin just got a new job out there, so I went to go visit her, check on her, make sure she was good. And then two of my homies just asked me like a couple weeks prior, they were like, yo, you trying to go to a show? And I was like, what show is it? And they were like, it's K-Tronada at Red Rocks. And they were just like, tickets are on sale now. We're going to go for a day. You can stay with us. And I was like, I already be out there, so run it. And they're like, okay, just extend your flight. So I extended my flight, and we were just like, we going. So Sunday fucking came, bro, and we went there. We went to Red Rocks, and like Red Rocks is 30 minutes outside of Denver. Oh, wow. And so, you know, Denver, when you get in there, it's everything's spread out, but it's like really quaint, but all you see is mountain ridges off to the side. Like you see the mountain peaks are just like snow on top, just far out in the distance. But then when you're driving through, you're going up to Red Rocks, and then like it's different sections of the seating. So based on the section that you have, they'll take you on which side of the mountain.
Oh, so okay. Yeah, that's cool.
We were on the bottom left side, and so they took us up, and they're like, all right, this is your section, you get out. And we had to hike the mountain. So we hiked the mountain for a little bit, chilled, and then there's these steps that take you all the way up to it, because the amphitheater is like inside the cradle of the mountain.
Yeah, that sound dope as hell.
Nah, bro, it's wild. Like I was reading on it too, and they said the city of Denver bought it from a dude in like the 1900s for like $54,000, and he just built it because he wanted to like put an amphitheater in a mountain. Like he just wanted to have venues in the mountain. So we hiked up the mountain. We hiked it up, took the steps, and the steps were fucking crazy because it's like elevated, oxygen. Yeah. You fucking breathing heavy.
You in a mountain.
Yes.
You in the middle of a mountain.
Red Rocks going stupid. So we're sitting there, and they don't open the gate until 6. It's like 5 o'clock. So we're sitting outside eating like mangoes and shit, blueberries, hitting like little vape pens. Yeah. And so
enjoying the atmosphere.
Yeah, enjoying the atmosphere. Just sitting, and like you can kind of see like the roadway. So you'll see like a car pass every once in a while, but it'll be little as shit. And then you'll like look out in the distance, and you'll just see the city of Denver like all the way out there. So we're just sitting there hanging out, and it's me, Looney, and her nephew. And then it's like these 2 other people that are just sitting there with us. And we're just cool. And they finally let us in. And they're like, all right, cool. Y'all can go in. And it's all odd rows. So they had everybody a row apart. And they're like, yeah, the front's y'all. So like y'all can go right in. So we're right up at the front. Literally like stage us. And then like it's row, like half a row up. And so we're just sitting there chilling. Nigga, it's cold as shit. Which I forgot to say, like, we just got hoodies on and long sleeves. Yeah. Bruh, you're in a mountain. Damn. Elevated
I ain't
up.
Even think about that.
Exactly, bro. Everybody else is wearing, like, Gore-Tex fucking, like, weather pants.
Fucking North Face hoodies.
Yeah, North Face jackets, zipped up, hoodies, like, jacket. And we're like, what the fuck? And we're sitting there, bro. It starts hailing.
Oh,
like hail, like fucking mini rocks of hail are coming down. Some of us have ponchos. I got like this trash bag over me like it's a bubble, and we're just sitting there just like letting it go by. Then after it starts hailing, Sango comes out.
Oh yeah, that's loud.
Sango starts performing. There's this chick next to me. Her name is like Di. We met her. She said, hi, my name is Di. And we were like, huh? And she was like, Di, like death. And we all looked at each other like, bro, what? Like, yo, this lady's wild. And this is the lady that was there before the gates opened. So we were just chilling. So she had the full get up, bro. Like I'm talking, she had track pants, sweatpants, whooshy pants, Gore-Tex pants.
So she was doing this before.
She had fucking tank top, fucking t-shirt, long sleeve, hoodie, whooshy jacket. Like, so she was set up, like ready. And she was like, okay, you know, this is going to be a great night. You're going to have so much fun. And we're like, all right, cool. Like, we're nice, you know, nice to meet you. Like, we got our little section. So Sango comes out, bro. The music starts going. He's grooving. Shit's vibing out. She's over to the side. I wish y'all could see me because, like, she's fucking, like, MC Hammer dancing on crazy. Yeah. Bro, next thing you know, all that shit come off. I'm talking the whole outfit, bro. She down to a tank top and Gore-Tex hoodies, just like fucking grooving, going crazy. Then like halfway through every set change, bro, she's doing like yoga, doing fucking ankle rehabilitation, like doing ankle. She done wrapped her ankle twice, unwrapped every time, bro. Then like taking a nap, and like me, Looney, and like everybody are just like, yo, she's going crazy.
She's living my best life out here,
bro. So she's doing that the entire concert. But anyway, like, Patronata comes out probably like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And at this point, nigga, we smoked. We got hella tree in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Bruh,
Colorado.
Took some fucking shrooms.
Oh yeah, y'all having a time.
Yes, bro, vibed out. Music's going crazy. So like, Patronata comes out, bro. You turn around, G, like, cause at this point I forgot to turn around, cause like we're so engulfed to like front stage having a fucking vibe. We turn around, bro, and it's fucking crazy. Like,
damn,
it's only 25% capacity too. Like, it was Red Rocks at 25. They can fit like an astronomical number of people.
Yeah.
So you turn around, bro, and it's still hella motherfuckers in here just grooving, dancing their ass off. Like,
man,
it was some people next to us that were dancing. It was people behind us. Like, this dude was dressed in a full like Native American garb, like headdress, poncho, like full out get, long hair, braided, and was just grooving, getting it. Patronata comes out, bro, and doesn't say a word for 45 minutes. Just straight music.
Damn.
Like 45 minutes into his set, he's just like, Red Rocks, how we doing? And everybody just blows up. Damn. And like, he continues going. He's got visuals on like a whole thing's going stupid. It was wild, bro. And then like, he ends his set, but then comes back like trying to get it going because everybody's cheering him on, just yelling, like hyping him up.
Man, did an encore.
You see him walk off. He comes back, pulls up his laptop and tries to set it up to do an encore. And like, they took the sound down so quick that he couldn't connect. And he was like, I'm so sorry. Like, he just like bowed and like, you know, showed so much love. Bruh, when I tell you, a flood of people came down that motherfucking steps and like bum rushed this, like almost bum rushed the stage.
Y'all up front this whole time,
bro. We were in the front the entire time, so like we're looking right at him. Like, he came around the corner and like all of this, bro. People bam rushed that shit, and security was like, "Nah, get out, everybody get out." Damn. So then when you walking out, bro, you remember you on the side of a fucking mountain. Like, you've been in a mountain for...
I forgot.
Exactly.
You telling me the story, and I don't forgot.
You've been in... Oh, and like, not only that, bro, it hailed, it rained, it snowed. It was all 4 seasons within that like 4 to 5 hours.
And you sit next to Death the whole time.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. Come on, man.
Who was dancing her ass off.
Right.
And then, like... midway through the show, bro, she turned to me and she was just like, oh my God, like, I just want to let you know that like, I'm like sober and I made the bad mistake of like not taking any drugs before I got. Like, do you have any that you can share with me? And I was like, you could have fooled me because you've been going crazy this whole time.
Yo.
And I did not know you were sober. And I was like, well, I'm out of my shrooms, but like, I got some weed. And she was like, oh, well, thank you so much. And I was just like, that's all I got for you.
That's all I got.
That's it.
That's all I got.
When we walk out, bro, so you walk down these fat ass flight of stairs, everybody lit, everybody fucking gone.
Yeah.
So you walk back down, and so they got this little zone for like your section lift pickup. So everybody's trying to call lift. Looney's calling one. Tot's like, you know, calling one. And so Tot and her group of friends finally get one. Looney doesn't, but she thinks she has it. Like, she thinks she has it. So we're sitting out there waiting like 20 minutes gone by. And she's like, I think. She's like, damn, it didn't connect. So we just sitting out here for 20 minutes. And then like the group, and then like Todd and her group of friends are like, oh, you know, we got 7 minutes. And I'm like, 7 minutes. Okay. All right. Bro, they lift pulls up. While we're sitting outside, bro, it's like pockets of people chilling. Yeah. Bro, people are wilding the fuck out. I'm talking like girls are yelling at each other. They're like, what do you embody right now? Are you a kitten? Are you a fucking dolphin? Everybody is losing it. Like, yo, niggas is drunk as hell. Like, everybody's like falling down the side of the mountain. Like, people are driving past just yelling. I'm like, oh, yo. And this is all of us from fucking Nashville. Yeah, we just like, hey, I'm so happy we're here together right now. Bro, so the lift pulls up, and as the lift pulls up, Todd and them get in. I was like, hey, we finna hijack this shit. Like, everybody just get in. We all go into the same hotel.
Tell us no.
No, they can't. So, like, 3 people get in the back. Looney gets in the front, and me and her nephew just hop in the back, in the hatchback. And as we getting in, a girl's like, that's not your fucking Uber. And she, like, stops in front of it and, like, is trying to stop the Uber from leaving. And she's like, no, this is our... And the dude's just like, what do I do? And we're like, drive. Bro. Nigga, it peels off the mountaintop, bro, and we're just looking at it. We're like, bro, what the fuck did we just witness? And like, we get back to the crib. It's like 11:30, 12. Niggas' flights are like at 4 in the morning. So we get back to the crib. Everything's closed. We just eating like beef noodles. that we heated up in the hotel room, get like an hour of sleep, still faded, then get up, did to the airport, and like they left early. I sat in the airport from like 5 till 9 o'clock for my flight to leave,
bro.
And now we back. But like that's the type of shit that I have to do to recharge my battery.
So that's important though, because like that shit right there, that whole fucking story, right? It's so important because you got to do whatever it is that anybody out there listening, right? You got to do shit because the whole motto was the shows, right? You can't pour from an empty cup. Like you can't. And so and that's a wild ass story. Like all of that shit that just happened, like bro, you overflowing.
That
right
was
now,
my
bro.
Sunday, bro.
Yeah,
and that was Sunday.
That's not even including the rest of the weekend,
bro. During the show, bro, I was FaceTiming everybody. Like I was FaceTiming all the homies. I was like, because I'm a person that like goes and like has fun. I go up because that's the only way my mom taught me. Like when we go on vacations, just go have fucking fun. Yeah. So I'm FaceTiming them and I want my friends to experience it because they're not there. Bro, I was calling niggas like every 5-10 minutes. I was just like, look at this shit. And like these niggas would be like, oh my God. And then I put it on Lady Di and that's just getting crazy. And they be dying laughing.
Going in.
He's like, bro, you are cheesing so hard right now. I said, boy, I'm lit.
Yeah, like, I'm having life right. I'm living life right now.
Nah, it's stupid. Shout out all my Denver homies. Shout out the ringleader homies. Y'all showed me so much love. Man, that shit was wonderful, bro.
Shout out to Colorado. Denver. Yeah, I got to get out there, man. My older brother, when he lived out there for a little bit, man. He told me like, yo, it's cool. It's a cool little vibe out there. Like, it's like I want to go out there and see it and live it.
Living here in Nashville and going out there, it's quaint. Like it's not as big as everybody thinks it is. Like it's a big city, small city feel, you know, and the neighborhoods are like really ducked off, but like houses are really stacked next to each other. Not on the gentrification shit. Like they're just going through some of that, but like on some really like old nice houses just next to each other in neighborhoods. Yeah, everybody's chilling. Like my homie Evan, shout out him. Like I was chilling with him all day. We went bar hopping, different bars. Then like we went back to his crib. He's a bartender too, so he was making drinks. Oh yeah, and we were chilling. Bro, we went on a bike ride to the park. Bro, the park was incredible. Like, they have everybody's out there being active as hell. Like, everybody out there playing volleyball or some wild shit. Everybody out there just smoking, chilling. We riding bikes, bro. It's like this white lady behind us. She's on 4-wheel skates, but she's getting it. Like, I'm talking backwards, grooving, rolling, side to side. And she's like, toke up, baby. We out here. And she's just riding past, bro, zooted off. Like,
I'm assuming that's the energy for the whole city. Cause Shawty, you told me Shawty was out there sober. Bro. Like, really out there, like, getting it. And that's the, cause like, you know, whenever you go to certain places, you know what I'm saying? Like, you pick up the energy of the city. Mm-hmm. So, like, when I'm assuming just from hearing your story, whenever you go out there to Denver, like, you pick up that energy. It's just like, yo, we laid back, we kicking it, we chilling, for real, we having a good time.
It was early, and we were sitting outside all day. Like, the first spot we went to was like this little rooftop patio spot, and I had some crazy French toast. Yeah, and we just overlooked the city. Then we went to another bar, just sat outside. Then went to one of his jobs and sat outside, like Union Station. Yeah, trains passing by, people commuting, skating by, roller skating, walking their dogs. Like, everybody just out, just walking. Yeah, and it was just on some really like cool laid back shit. And I was like, I fuck with Denver. Man, like, I fuck with it.
That's super live. So like, you go and take these travels and these trips. So like, those are your recharge moments. So like, whenever you back home, like in the city, like whenever like you just touch back down, like, you know what I'm saying, not too long ago, like, do you have like a weekly ritual? Like, when you can't take big trips like that to refill yourself back up, do you have like a because again, it's note to self. So do you have like a self ritual that you do whenever you don't have those big windows or you got a little bit of time?
Yeah, it's like those days where like I'll take a day or two to myself and chill at the crib. Or like my morning rituals, you know, like wake up, stretch, work out, you know, just to be in that mind zone of like, okay, I did things for me today, you know, for my health and my peace of mind. And then like I'll get to work and, you know, move around for the day. But like mostly my moments are like really just sitting still and like really just like taking time, you know, for myself throughout the day. Because it's like, I do a lot of running around. I do a lot of like driving around. I make sure that people are where they need to be. And like that's my priority, and like making sure that like their things are taken care of. So for me, it's just like, just like sit at home, bro. Like just don't even only get in your car to go to the store to get something to eat and come back.
For yourself.
You know, like just sit at the crib, watch your favorite movies, you know, listen to your favorite music or podcast or like, you know, I really pride myself in like health. So I just stretch, I, you know, meditate in my room, do Tai Chi, Like, just give my own personal energy back.
Yeah, that shit's important, man. I didn't realize it till meditation. Like, really, like, and I got into yoga. Like, I lost, I want to say probably like 2-3 years ago. Like, I was like 275, 280. And I lost like 100 pounds. And I was just like, got real bad, like stressed out, like overworking myself, just overextending myself.
It happened.
And at the time, you know, I got a family, so I'm like, I'm still not giving enough. So I had to really shut everything down, man. And I really got into funny story, right? I had this membership at Gold. So like, you know how they have like little classes and shit.
Yeah.
And so I went, this was like early in the morning, man. Ain't nothing in there but like old white ladies and shit. I went to the yoga class. I'm like, oh, I hear all this shit. I went, started doing yoga. And just that little space, like if you go to the little classes, they do like that little 5-10 minute cool down at the end. And so to be able, after the stretching and all that, and to be able to relax my mind, like that is probably the clearest I've ever been after that. And so I continue to do that, and that happened to turn into, like I said, working out. I started running a couple miles every morning, and just doing that, getting that ritual and maintaining that meditation, the level of productivity in my own life just jumped up, skyrocketed.
Bro, it's
man.
real, because like even with like now, so like I work out every morning, and like just because of, you know, COVID and how that happened and being able to stay home, like I thoroughly enjoy working out in the contents of my own space. You know? Like I used to love, I used to love going to the gym, and like I used to like I used to like do Muay Thai boxing out in Antioch.
Oh, okay.
And like it was cool, but then when everything shut down, like I really enjoyed just being in my own space and like working at home. So like we built our own gym out in the back, and like every morning I go out, do my own workouts, do everything. Cause like I went to school for health science, physical therapy. So like that's my background. And I'll do that, and then I had homies that were hitting me up, and they was like, "Hey, bro, I've been seeing you working out. Like, I'm gonna come out there and
jump rope king this guy, jump rope king this guy." Man.
And so the jump rope that came into play because of my car accident and my ankle. So I was like, I need to get my ankle strength back, and so I started jump roping to like get my ankle mobility and strength back, and like so I can be able to stand on my right ankle by itself. So I started doing 5 minutes of jump rope, 10 minutes, and now it's 30 minutes a day. And now I got homies that were like, "Hey, I'm gonna come work out with you because I've been seeing you get it in." Like, you know, I don't want to go as crazy as you. I'd be like, bro, don't be like afraid of my workout because that's tailored to me. You know, but it's like if you tell me what you're trying to work on, I can tailor a workout for you, and we can still throw in some stuff. And they be like, bet. So I got homies that pull up, and so I'll ask them before we start, all right, what are you trying to work out? And they'll be like, oh, I want to do some chest, or I want to do core, or like I just want to wake up. And I'll be like, all right, bet. We'll do some of that, and then we'll do, you know, 5 minutes of like 10 minutes of boxing. So like I always start off at 5 minutes jump rope just to wake them up. And so afterwards, after everybody works out, I'll do Tai Chi. And so we'll sit and we'll like stretch, do all the motions, breathing. And at the end, I'll ask them, I'll be like, bro, how y'all feel? And they'll be like, I feel like I can take on the world. You know, and it's only an hour and a half of working out in the morning. But they be like, I feel so at ease that I feel like I can go and be so productive for the rest of the day. And then I've had homies that have told me after working out, they're like, bro, I was at work and I was doing breathing exercises that you taught me that morning, like to decompress at that moment, and it's helped so much better. And I'll be like, see, it's like little things like that, like those seeds and planting. It's just like, yeah, bro, like your own personal health, like your own personal mental health is so important. And it's so important how you start your day. Because like so many people go to work out and they just work out to get anger out. And so at the end, they're just depleted of anger and just feel exhausted. But then like if you're working out and then you come back and like gain your breathing, gain your center of consciousness and be like, okay, I just exerted energy, but now I gained it back. What am I gonna go do with it?
How I'm gonna use it? I'm gonna have to come work out with you, bro. Like, for sure. Cause like that's what, and after doing all that running and stuff, that's what really, it was just a moment of clarity for me. Like, right, I got into the yoga and then the running in the morning. It's just something about that runner's high they talk about.
It is,
like,
it's meditation.
And it just something about it. Like afterwards, I'm like, all right, bro, let's go do it. You know what I mean? And like that moment. So yeah, I'm gonna have to pull up on you, man, and really get that in. Cause like that's so, anybody listening, you know what I'm saying? He do workout classes on Mondays. And
hey, you tell me what days,
tap in with
tell
him,
me what
man.
days work for you, bro. First session free and $25. You feel me?
Hey, yeah, for sure. Come tap
easy.
in with him,
all
man.
Tailored to you. We out, you know, BlackCity Fitness, real squad shit.
Hey, for real, make that shit happen, brother. They doing everything. You know what I'm saying? And
for real.
And that's important though. And that's important.
We coming with the whole package. Whatever you trying to do, like business. We're gonna get it done.
And that's so important for artists, bro. Like I can't even bring words to it. Like the ability to hold yourself accountable to yourself, like as an artist, and to be able to rebuild like that. It's on brand. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's on brand with whatever everything that y'all doing as far as with the music and working with these artists, because it's one thing as an artist, especially online nowadays, bro, you get caught up and everybody want to, drink. Yo, go have your fun, but at the same time, you gotta. That's your temple. You got to be able to take care of yourself at the same time. Will have fun and do that with yourself.
I love this shit because like I know everything that I've been learning leading up to this point has like prepared me for it.
Yeah.
Like I went to school originally for physical therapy, like health science, and like I wanted to go do physical therapy for extreme sports. But I marched in the band for TSU. So like I've always been around musically inclined people. Yeah. And I used to just host spoken word events and like do things, and like I was always around creative people. Yeah. So like working in music management and then still being able to like train people and still like train my friends and like get into health and like get bit by the health bug and like really take care of their bodies, and like whenever they're injured or like hurt with anything, it's like, all right, cool, like here I got a massage gun, I got resistance bands, I got foam rollers. I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you back. What hurts? All right, cool. Like rehabbing them back. So like for me, it's like, okay, bet I might not be doing it in the medical field, but like I'm still doing it for the betterment of my people and my like immediate circle. All the knowledge is still here, and it's like I can still do this music shit. I love supporting my friends. I love seeing them grow in their art because like that's all I want. Yeah. And I also just like love being there for those like creation moments, Yeah. My other two homies, coaches, they hate being in the studio. Well, Whoop likes it. Mike hates being in the studio. But like I love being in the studio because I love being there and like seeing my friends come up with an idea and like execute it. Man, it may take a minute, but like we gonna get it done and they gonna execute it.
That's the fun.
And then like when it's like project time, I love project time. Man. That's my favorite fucking thing.
It takes a certain. That's my favorite part too. Like as far as being in the studio, that's one thing I would say I hate about. I miss about being an artist. Just being an artist, being around it and working with other artists, I find myself drifting to more just being that guy in the session. Like, hey, yo, I guess what they call executive producing type of deal, like that orchestrating kind of a role. I love it. Like that shit is fun.
It's that, and like I don't even say much in the studio. Like I just sit back and I listen, and like I'll say a couple things here and there. But like for me, it's really just like sitting back and seeing like Rose No Road sessions, Brown's Journey sessions, like really watching them get these ideas out of their head that have been like bothering them for so time, and like being able to convey their words and like create these things. It's like, oh my God, like you're watching alchemy, like you're watching real deal magic in front of you, and all you can do is like applaud it. So like when people be like, oh, we need new music, or it's like, bro, you got to allow people to take their time with it because they're giving their all in it. They're giving you all their soul. So like Rose No Road session, seeing how he was putting things together and like getting things from his mind and putting them out there, and like Brown, all the trials and tribulations he went to come up with Journey, and like it resonates with people. Like those are my favorite things. It's like I love seeing that, and then I love seeing people like give them their flowers for their works of art, because it's like, bruh, they do great things. Yeah. Like just like I don't know. This is where I go crazy. I just be talking about my friends.
No, it's good because like to be able to watch it come to life. You know what I mean? It's like cause I had to do I had wrist surgery and shit, so I got into like planting and stuff, right? So me and my daughter, and my wife, we had like we had some sunflowers, some peppers,
Shout
tomatoes.
Out to sunflowers.
Yo, sunflowers are the best, and I'll tell you more about that off mic. But yeah, just speaking of sunflowers, and like that, to be able to see them from just a little seed, right? To be able to see it blossom and turn into, it'll start budding, and then you see it blossom as whatever it is, whether it be tomatoes, and you starting to produce something from it. I feel like that's that feeling you get in the studio, seeing your friends take these little ideas that's been bothering them and being in their head and bringing them to life and seeing them grow throughout the whole process. Like that is so important. So you're in the studio all the time with everybody else, right? So what are some things that you do to relax whenever it's time to unwind and really chill. I know you got your time, you know, whenever you in your room, you know, you take them days to yourself. But after the studio, you know, when the day's finally over, you done hit all the sessions, done what you do.
Yeah.
What are some things that you do to relax and unwind?
Shoot. You mean like just in general?
Yeah, just in general. Because I feel like it's important, especially after the day for myself. Like, after the day's over, I've checked all the stuff off my list that I possibly can. Because sometimes I don't get to everything. I got to go home and really unplug. So I go sit on the back porch. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And you know what I mean? And get myself ready to get in that cool down time, you know?
Shoot. So, like, the day's over. I done dropped everybody off, or everybody done for the day. You know, either like I'll sit out probably like on our front porch. Like if it's a nice day, I'll probably either sit on our front porch or I'll open our garage if nobody's in the studio in our garage, and I'll just sit in our driveway and like smoke and like play music. But then like if I don't want to move around too much, I'll be back in my room because like I don't go out to clubs, I don't go out to bars like that. Like if I'm out at a function, it's because it's for like work or an event, or like the homies just wanting to get out and like really chill, you know, like I'm supporting a homie's event. But like anything like relaxing, nah, bro, I'm at the crib. Yeah. Sometimes playing video games, depending on what the game is. Really just having music on in the background. Yeah. And just really relaxing. And really just, you know, sitting to myself. Yeah. You know, reading some books, you know.
And that's cool. And that's perfect, you know, because that brought me. So at the end of the show, right, I asked all my guests questions and you tapped it on the head. So this first question is what is your favorite book and or movie that still inspires you? That whenever you need inspiration, like what is that book or that movie that you go to get that source of inspiration?
The Alchemist.
That's one of my favorite books, man.
The Alchemist. Another one is The Tao of Wu by RZA is one of my favorite books. That one. Bro, it's really great because it's RZA telling you the story of like how the Wu-Tang came together. Yeah. And then also like his own like personal beliefs he's lived throughout life and like what the meaning of the Wu-Tang is and like Chinese philosophies mixed with like hood philosophy. So it's kind of like African American culture and Chinese culture like
all together
mixed together. Yeah, so it's like really nice on like spiritualism and like like, you know, health, peace and mind of self and like all that, but also still how Wu-Tang was created, the principles they live on and things like that. So like I like reading those books for inspirations because like what we're doing and like what Wu-Tang was doing, it kind of like resembles itself. So like I'm a huge Wu-Tang fan, so like that I always push that whenever I'll be like, okay, cool. All right, I know why we're doing it. Yeah. And then Alchemist is great because it just has really like tidbits of just like personal journeys and realizing that like you have to go through some things to get where you want to go, man. And that's I'm gonna have to look that one up though. So those two I just got. My mom sends me books sometimes to read.
Oh, that's dope.
Like black literature. Yeah. She's always had me when I was in school. She used to have me doing book reports in the summer.
No, that's a lot. I'm thinking about having my little girl do stuff like that.
My mom, 6, but she would have me. She'd have me do 3 book reports, 2 books she would pick, and 1 book I would pick. And so she would have me. You know, she'd create a whole little document, print it out like 2 or 3 pages, and like I'd have to fill out book reports, do a summary on the book, what I liked, all that. And you know, that just got me into reading and really enjoying it. So she'll send me books sometimes, and then other ones are what I find and things I like. I just got one. It's Nipsey's biography. But it's not done by the family. It's
the one done by the guy that did that one. I can't think of the name, but I know
Robert Kenner. But he was a vibe writer and he did it. So like I opened the first page to read it, and then like I closed it because it was just like it was still kind of hard. And he started off with Lauren London, and I was just like, I can't do that right now. So I have that book. And then my mom sent me, the last one she sent me was like 400 years of African American history. And it's like our history from like the very, very beginning of like coming over here for slavery, like even the years that weren't accounted for to like current day. So like that's just like allows me to stay prevalent and like realize who I am as a black male in America. My favorite movie that like gives me inspiration Bruh, I'm a huge mafia rat. Like, I love mafia movies, family movies like that. Shoot. I'll watch the Goodfellas sometimes and like just throw that on, or I know everybody says The Godfather, but it's really like Goodfellas, or like I love heist movies, so like Ocean 11, 12, I'll throw those on. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
That's a great movie.
That's
a great movie.
That was my dad's favorite movie, so I get that from him. What's another movie?
Bueller.
Yeah, I'm like, what's another movie? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
I'll throw that on because that just like it gets me hype.
Yeah,
and what's one more?
What was it? One more.
What's another movie that I love watching? Come on. It's so many that's going through my head right now that I said Oceans. I said, I know everybody says Kill Bill, but that's not really like inspiration.
Yeah, I don't know. I rewatched it the other day just because I just got it to HBO and they all on there.
Yeah,
I just rewatched it the other day. I was like, damn, this is a good fucking movie.
Nah, man. Kill Bill is a great movie, but I don't know.
Quentin, he does his thing, man.
What's a movie that I love for inspiration? Okay. I said all of them. Damn it. I had that shit and I can't like lose it. Fuck it. It's gonna bother me so much, but fuck it, because I can.
You gonna call me later on? Yeah, this is what it is.
Yeah, it's falling a blank right now. Fuck it.
Edit it in there.
Yeah,
but it's all good. We'll come back to it. I'll give you some time to come back to it. All right, the next question. What are some notes and tips you've received in your past that you still keep and use today?
Like I said, my uncle, somebody might know me, so make sure it's for good reason. Like somebody might, your last name is important, so make sure whenever somebody speaks on you is for good reason. It's either two things, you either late or you early. No such thing as being on time. Again, from my uncle. Bought sense is from my mom. Like, the only thing in life that you're going to pay for is bought sense. And that's just, you're going to have to learn some lessons the hard way. Yeah. And they're going to beat you upside the head and you're going to have to pay for them. And you're going to have you're going to have to understand when it keeps occurring why you have to pay for them until you learn that lesson. Yeah. So that's from my mom. From my grandmother. I'm really family oriented. So like from my grandmother before she passed, it was, your angels always got your back, and she's been one of my angels. Don't tread lightly with them. Yeah, they're always watching you. So that's from her. And I think another one is,
and that was heavy. Them grandmama gems.
Yeah, them grandma, bruh. She used to like my grandmother. She's the reason why I'm into music heavily, because she was like my choir. She was my choir director and Sunday school teacher, so like she's why I'm into music so hard. So like when we used to live with her, we would be at church all the time, and so early in the morning Sunday school, and then after that changing in the garbs and being in the choir, and she was directing and singing, and then I was always, oh, you Willie's baby, like you the little baby in the choir. So whenever we pulled up to her house, she'd always be on the phone, and we'd always be like, she's gossiping. But like, nah, she had a phone ministry, and she was always on the phone talking to her people. Like, and so like, she called them her little sparrows. So like, she was always saying that like, nah, I'm just feeding my little sparrows, feeding them soul and giving them what it was. So like, that's why I've always been very, very into like feeding into other people. Cause like, she taught me that like, be a giver. And so like, I got a little sparrow on my neck for her, all that music note. And so she's the reason why I'm like, really, she gave me that spark. And so
that's heavy. They hit me in a special spot, man. My grandmother just passed, but like, it was that same energy. You know what I'm saying? She's the reason why I'm honestly even doing this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really gotta speak life into people. She taught me that. Like, what you really what you pour into people, even if they're not accepting of it, they'll come back to it. If it's something good and something genuine, it's gonna stick to them. And so that's the whole really reason why this note to self, and really putting that out there. And when you said that about the angels, like she earlier as a kid, you know, she always told me like, yeah, there's people always watching. She was the first person that ever told me you ain't got to get on your knees to talk to God. You ain't got to get on your God always with you, and you got that whatever you believe in, your denomination, whatever, like that spirit, them angels, those they always there with you. You know what I'm saying? Your ancestors, they there with you. And so she was the first person to really instill that in me. So that you know,
when because like I only tell time in angel numbers, because that's the only time I ever see what time it is. But like, you know, we were talking about, okay, we're really on about being time. You know, you're working on time management, and I'm just like, I'm a stickler for time. That's my niggas hate me for it, but they've started to learn. They be like, nah, Causey is about being on time. But like, we got here, it was 11, but we actually got inside the space and sat down, and it was 11:11.
That's it.
You know, and I was just like 11:11. Every single time I see a number, I do my little prayer and I sing it, you know, kiss it up to God.
Yo, same here. So 444, you know what I mean? And that's, you know, the threes. And that's, that's just dope. That's dope. That's super dope, man. So like that's important. And so last question, right? What is something new that you know about yourself now that you didn't know 5 years ago? That last one's always a stomper.
It is, because it's like, it's so much personal growth that it's like, what's the one that sticks out the most to you? It's like, I'd have to say, like, I'm very passive aggressive. I guess it's like, it's very underlying passive aggressive, and a lot of my friends will like attest to it. They'll be like, Causey is the most like calm, relaxed, aggressive person ever. You know. And so I guess
that's great. You're great. Hey, it ties in with being a manager, bro. Because you gotta dealing with people. You gotta have a way to let yourself be known, but at the same time, not, you know, that's
so
dope.
I guess what it is like just learning to control and like express yourself in like different ways, and like growing up. Not as a single, you know, not as a single kid with my mom, but like I have a younger sister and like I have older relatives, but like really learning how to like express yourself in a way that it's just like, it's not always about you. It's not. And it's like, you have to learn to sometimes express yourself when you're uncomfortable, and sometimes express yourself when you feel like you're being used or like you're being overtaken of. It's like just speaking up and like standing in yourself. And so I know for myself, I just learned to like, if I don't feel up to it, just be like, hey, nah, I can't do that today. You know, like really taking time for myself and like not overextending myself, but like not also getting to the point where like I am like resisting against somebody because I'm overextending myself. You know, it's like, nah, don't be that person because you put yourself in this situation. You know, like,
find that balance between that.
Find your balance, understand the limit. And so like I'd have to say that. And then also I have to say like I'm just a good ass person. But everybody isn't a good ass person. So like
say that again.
Bro. So I've also had to learn that like sometimes you can be a great person to somebody else and they won't extend that same thing back to you. And sometimes you just have to take that, but you also have to learn to like guard your energy. And like really test that like not everybody needs to be around you at all the time, only certain people. So like my circle of friends is like very small, but I know a lot of people. But my circle of friends that like actually call me Justin, that like actually know my first name and like fuck with me and like talk to my mama and like really know what I got going on in real life, like those are the people that I hold close to me and like I can actually be myself around. But like Causey, that whole whatever fucking persona that is, it's really just me and people only know me. That's where I just be like, oh no, like I appreciate you, like thank you, but like what are you trying to get from like,
what do you need?
What do you need? Because like clearly you see something, you know. So like I've had to learn that and like how to maneuver through that, and also just like bro, like keep to yourself, do what you got to do, be out, do your thing, but then know what home is, know what peace is, know what that is. So like I'd be very just like, I'm a very observational person, so I'd just be sitting back just
watching. I'm gonna watch you do what you do, and then, you know what I'm saying, play that and let you be yourself.
No, most definitely.
Yeah, that's what my granddad always taught me. You know what I'm saying? You can't be mad at nobody for being themselves, no matter who they are. You know what I'm saying? So they'll show you who they are, but you can't be mad at them. You can't criticize them or demonize them for being who they are. Just know who they are and treat them as such.
You gotta watch, bro. You gotta watch, because like everybody has a motive for something. You know,
Big
like
facts.
for some reason somebody's doing what they're doing.
Big facts.
Like they might not tell you what it is, but like you'll see it if you just pay attention. And my only motive in life is to fucking be a great person and like lift people up. Because
that's live.
Why not? Like,
right, for
we
real.
have enough shit going on in this world. Why not have somebody that's like always behind you 100%?
That's it.
Any one of my friends can call me, like, and people know that too, because like they can call me, I'm pull up. Like, people have called me the pull up king, because like if you need me, I'm there.
Yeah.
Like it don't matter. Whatever the question is, I'm pulling up, because I never want somebody to feel like they can't count on me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I told niggas, it's like, I even know, even my own personal homies, I'll be like, bro, I'm not calling you when I'm in any dire need, because I've done it and I never got an answer.
Yeah, you're not gonna come through. Yeah, it's nothing personal. It's just
like, it's like, bro, nah, I love you, but I'm still gonna call, but I know you're not gonna answer, just so I can say I called you.
You don't see where I called you at 11:53?
Yeah.
Like, you don't see that? But that's it.
I've always been a person that's like, nah, bro, you hit my line and if I'm available, I'm
there.
there.
I'm there. Yeah.
Whatever you need.
That's live. A lot of commonality right there, man. I got voted most dependable in high school. Didn't even know, like, but that's always been the type of person I am. I'm gonna come through if I can, but like, at the same time, it's a thin line between that. I got to the point where I was coming through too much, but at the same time, you had to learn how to be like, nah, bro, I'm cool on that. Like, I forgot
what I got voted in high school.
I ain't that guy, you know what I'm saying, for all that. But I'll do what I can when I can do it.
I forgot what I got voted in high school, but now that like I do the shit now, I see the similarities of like the shit I used to do in high school. Cause like me and my friends, we were like the only black kids at a white school. Yeah. So it was like we would just fucking throw parties. Cause like we were the only black kids, and like they would DJ and I would like party promote.
Yeah, hey, that's it. Now look at you. Now you managing that.
Yeah, right. It was
the same thing.
It was some funny ass shit. I'd be looking back, I'd be like, bro, we used to really walk around school passing out flyers for a week. Yeah. For a show on Friday night just to have fun. And they were like, yeah, we all really did that shit. And now those two homies, like, one of my homie Travis is like, he used to do audio engineering for U-Haul, U Street Music Hall. Oh, okay. In DC. And now he just works on motorcycles and a motorbike garage. And then my other homie Trent, they're twins. He does photography now. So he's going around and doing photography. Yeah, he just got printed. His photos just got printed in a magazine, and he was just in a gallery. So
shit, yo, shout out to him, though. That's live.
They're
my
boys
live.
right there.
That's live. Where you from originally?
I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I came here to march in the band at TSU and stayed.
Yo, that's live. I hear that story so much. People like come down here and then they don't leave, man.
Yeah, bro.
That's great, man. Welcome to Tennessee, man. We love you.
Nah, bro. It's been slick. 11 years and niggas been fucking with me, bro. Hey. It's like, this is the community. This is the home, bro. Yeah. I love this. I love the city. It's all family down here.
And that's live, bro. I appreciate you coming in and sharing the space with me, man.
I appreciate you having me.
It's dope. And it's cool. To harp on back what you said earlier, like being a good person. So like me, I have three have-tos in life, right? Mm-hmm. The first one, I got to be a great father, great husband, right? The second one is be a great person, and the third is I have to create shit. So like those three have-tos in my life.
Well, I ain't got to the first one.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on the
Take your time.
I'm with you on the last two. Great person and create shit. I'm with that all the way.
And that's how I live my life by. And even like I was telling you earlier, you know what I mean? Like love, learn, and motivate. Like that's all I feel like that's my purpose in this world. Is to love, learn, and motivate people to do the same shit.
That's how I am. Personally motivate. Shout out Nip.
Hey, big shout out to the Nip, man. And that's it, man. So anything else you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
Man, it's crazy because I always be in the shadows. So like when people want me to talk, it's just on some wild shit. Yeah. So nah, bro, I'm honored to be here. You can follow me on all social medias at Cause and Effect, CAUZ, capital NEFFECT. You can follow all the gang through that. Just keep your eyes out because we got a lot on the way, a lot of shows on the way.
For sure.
Yeah, man. Be a good person, keep growing, and just live your life, man. Every day is a new day to learn something, and that's it.
Hey, that's it, man. So, yo, it's your boy Darius signing out. And remember, you cannot pour from an empty glass, man. So be sure to keep yourself full. And this has been another Note to Self. Peace. Note to self. Note to self. Nope.